Hello, it's John Lord here from John Lord's Secret Garden, Not So Secret Garden, and what I am going to do now is to try and show what goes through my mind, when I'm planting out. And I tend to do, I don't plant by colour generally, I plant by structure and form, and if the colour works, it works. Now, there was a tree here, a big tree here, and we took it down because it was nearly touching the pine, that lovely black pine, and we didn't need two. So one had to go, and the pine is just perfect. Really nice structural tree. So we left the pine and we took this tree out. And because this tree had sucked so much water out of the system, very little grew around it. So we removed all the various bits that were there, and then we had what a gardener likes best. We had a clear canvas. We could start afresh. And here we had Joe Pye weed from North America, which has a very large reddish, purplish, dull flower. Very nice, very showy, but you cannot plant it with red. If you put red in, it makes it look dirty. So red is out, so we couldn't use red. So what did we do? We put some roses called Bonica, which have gone over, but they can be cut back. They will flower again. They'll be in full flower again in August and September. Really nice. It says it's a ground cover rose, but it's not a ground cover rose. In the books it says it's a ground cover rose. All the books are wrong. It's an upright rose called Bonica. The ground cover rose that doesn't cover the ground is Bonica. So there's our major plant here. Big plant, goes about this height. We put a smoke bush in here. Smoke bush because you've golden here and dark here. Now the smoke bush will grow like this. Now there's a gap here, so we decided to put a second one in because we can afford to do it. One would do eventually, but two is just quicker, and they will grow as one. So you're going to have purple smoke bush here. You're going to have golden lycisteria. We have a dark green evergreen viburnum, which was suppressed by the tree. The tree is gone, so it will no longer be suppressed. That's going to grow here. So you're going to have your viburnum growing here, smoke trees here, and your lycisteria there. There's your big stuff, and your few roses out there. Now that's the main bits done. Then we put a few hostas there for leafiness, big leafy plant. Just for leafiness and difference in texture. Totally different from the geranium beside it. And lovely blue. That's HOSTA HALCYON, a really good blue HOSTA. Very, widely available. Really worth. If you want one blue HOSTA, go for HALCYON. So that was the HOSTA. And then we had we had two spaces. So we put some phlox called Blue Boy. I love this phlox. Really. Phloxes are great for heavy, rough ground. And this is heavy, rough ground. Now as the tree dies away, the roots will turn into organic matter, and this is going to actually be quite a rich bed. The only thing we have to worry about is the competition from the laurel hedge behind. But we have nice phlox, Blue Boy here, COTINUS here, and then we had a spot here, and we decided we would put yellow, because we have purpley here, bluey here, pinky, yellow, total contrast. I love contrasts. Now the one problem with this Rudbeckia is that foliage, it's the same family, it's a daisy, and that's a daisy as well, daisy family. Foliage is very similar. So if you look, it's a bit too diffuse, and I like contrast structurally. So we were thinking of putting goldenrod in, a very narrow leaf goldenrod, which would be very different, but we don't have it. We'd have to put it in the winter. You can see it's much more different. The other alternatives would be to put a whitish one. This one here, the Shasta daisy. That will be enough. I don't think it might be tall enough, I'm not sure. And the other option, probably the best option, to put a grassy leafed one. Now that's totally different to the hosta, the roses, and the Joe Pye weed. And I'm coming to the conclusion that this would be the best option. Now, that's how you garden. You it's trial and error. If any politicians are reading, it doesn't are listening. It doesn't work for countries. Trial and error doesn't work for countries. You have only one shot with a country, but with gardening, if it doesn't work, you can move it around. Though having said that, I think politicians spend most of their time in trial and error situation. I mean, that's enough about politics and gardening from John Lord at John Lord's Secret Garden. Thank you.